A world where robots make everything free. Imagine waking up one morning in a world where everything you need food, clothes, electricity, transportation, even education and healthcare is free. Not because the government handed it out, or because someone paid for it, but because no one needs to pay anymore. Robots, powered by artificial intelligence and automation, are doing all the work. They're planting and harvesting crops, building houses, fixing roads, delivering packages, performing surgeries, teaching children, and even writing music. Sounds like science fiction? Maybe. But this is the kind of future that's slowly becoming possible, and it all starts with the rise of robots. The rise of the machines, from cost to zero. For centuries, humans have worked to create value by farming, building, transporting, selling, and providing services. But this labor came with a cost: time, energy, and money. Workers needed wages, factories needed managers, and services needed skilled professionals. But robots don't sleep. They don't get sick. They don't go on strike. Once designed and programmed, they can work 24/7, often faster and more precisely than humans. Already, we see signs of this in today's world. In Amazon's warehouses, robots zip through aisles picking items. In Japan, robot chefs cook ramen. In the US, self-driving tractors till the soil and plant seeds without a farmer behind the wheel. In hospitals, robotic arms assist surgeons with precise movements. In schools, AI tutors help students learn math at their own pace. Each time a robot replaces a human task, the cost of that task drops. The more it happens, the cheaper things become. And if robots can eventually take over nearly all repetitive, dangerous, or time-consuming work, the cost of producing most goods and services could fall to near zero. Free goods and services, not just a dream. Now, think about what happens when it becomes incredibly cheap or practically free to produce food, build homes, make clothes, or provide education. If we no longer need to pay large amounts for these essentials, then prices can fall dramatically. In some cases, goods and services could even be provided completely free, just like how public libraries offer books or how the internet offers free knowledge today. This idea isn't just wishful thinking. Open source software, like Linux and Wikipedia, already shows how something valuable can be created and distributed without cost to the user. Now imagine that same principle applied to physical products. Powered by robot labor and sustainable energy, for example, housing could be mass-produced using robotic construction systems and 3D printers, food could be grown, harvested, and delivered by autonomous farming systems and drones, clothing could be made in fully automated textile factories with zero waste, healthcare could be provided by AI doctors and robotic nurses working around the clock. Education could be personalized and available to anyone with a device, powered by AI tutors that never get tired. This vision of abundance is sometimes called a post-scarcity society, where resources are so plentiful that there's no need to put a price on them. It's a future where survival is no longer a struggle. And human life can focus more on creativity, relationships, and meaning. But what about jobs? Of course, this raises a huge question. If robots do all the work, what will people do? Won't millions of jobs disappear? The answer is yes, and that's both a challenge and an opportunity. Losing jobs sounds scary, but it's important to remember that work as we know it was invented by economic necessity. In a world where your needs are met without money, the meaning of work can change. Instead of working to survive, people could work to create, explore, learn, and help others, not because they have to, but because they want to. Governments and societies would need to prepare for this shift. Ideas like Universal Basic Income, UBI, where everyone receives a regular amount of money regardless of employment, could become essential. Education would also need to change, focusing less on job training and more on creativity, ethics, and lifelong learning. The risks and the hope: like any powerful technology, robots and AI come with risks. If controlled by a few corporations or governments, they could create massive inequality instead of abundance. If misused, they could cause harm rather than good. That's why it's important for society to guide this transition thoughtfully, with fairness, safety, and sustainability at the center. But the hope is enormous. A world where robots handle production and services could free humanity from poverty, reduce pollution, and unlock a golden age of innovation and freedom. Instead of competing for resources, we could focus on solving problems, building communities, and exploring the universe. Conclusion: a future worth building. Robots are not just tools, they are the builders of a new world. A world where work is optional, where goods and services are free, and where every person has access to what they need to live a full and meaningful life. This future won't come automatically. It requires vision, planning, and cooperation. But with the right choices, we may one day look back and wonder how we ever lived in a world where everything had a price.